Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have swatches for you from the April Polish Pickup. If you don't know what Polish Pickup is, every month a bunch of different indie makers get together and they contribute one product to a Polish Pickup website, which is open the first Friday through Monday of every month. So this month it will be available April 2nd to April 5th. In the description box below, I'll link the Polish Pickup site, Instagram page, and Facebook page, as well as my Instagram page where you can see more swatches of everything from today's video. These products are only offered on the Polish Pickup website. They won't be available on the indie makers sites, but I will link everybody down below just in case you are interested in further exploring what each brand had to offer. This month's theme is the 90s. I will definitely remember to say everybody's inspirations this time. I do have 15 products to look at this month, and let's go ahead and get started. So starting off with My Prince Jr. from Anchor & Heart Lacquer. This was inspired by Freddie Prinze Jr. off She's All That, and it's described as a magenta jelly base packed with orange to green shifting shimmer, copper to gold to orange ultra chrome chameleon flakes, and micro glitters in purple, orange, and iridescent purple. I did get full coverage on this one with 3 coats. I did require top coat. It is going to dry dull and textured, and removal is difficult, so there's 3 coats. Their other offering this month is the Siren's Cure Cuticle Cream Trio. This does come in the scents Raz Lemonade, Wild Watermelon Sorbet, and that's so 90s. I do really like the Siren's Cure formula. It's nice and hydrating. I've got a ton of these. I always have a ton of these. I purchase them regularly from Anchor & Heart Lacquer because I love them so much. Nice and hydrating, but they also absorb really quickly, which I appreciate, especially in the middle of swatching. This is what I use in between my swatch photos. So I really, really do enjoy this stuff and stand by it. And these ones in particular smell nice, and they are smaller and compact for your bag as well. So there's the Cuticle Cream. Up next we have Mood Swings by Dany Vianna, and this is inspired by mood rings. It's described as a blue toned gray curly base with teal to lavender duochrome shimmer mixed in. Formula on this one was smooth. I got complete opacity in 3 coats. It is nice and shifty on the nail. You are going to want all 3 coats to build up that shifty shimmer and to make it shine as well as possible with that shift. You are going to see the shift best also in indirect lighting. You will want top coat. It is going to dry dull, but nothing dries textured and nothing is difficult to remove. So there is 3 coats. Dany Vianna's other offering this month is called Floating Gold, and it's inspired by inflatable chairs. It's described as a topper with a mix of gold holographic glitters and metallic gold flakes. I am going to show you what this looks like built up in 3 coats on its own as an accent nail. It doesn't reach full opacity. You could sponge this on if you wanted full opacity for this, but I do think it covered well enough that you wouldn't have to do that, or at least I wouldn't have to do that. I will do anything to avoid sponging on glitter. I also show this over 1 coat over a oxblood red cream. You are going to want top coat over this. It is going to dry textured, and removal does take some elbow grease. There are glitters in here. So there is 1 and 3 coats. Up next from Indie by Patty Lopes, we have Fashion Doll, and this is inspired by the Madonna Bedtime Stories. It's described as a pale aqua-ish turquoise crelly with white matte glitters and silver hollow micro glitters. Formula on this was good. It wasn't too thick or too thin. I did 3 coats to build it up to opacity. It is on the sheer side. It is a jelly. I think if you don't mind a little bit of visible nail line, this is really beautiful in just 2 as well. I didn't do any fishing to get those glitters out, but if you did, you could probably get more of the larger ones, and removal is difficult. So there's 3 coats. Up next we have KBShimmer's I Just Wanna Fly, and if you didn't sing that, you're not with me. This is inspired by butterfly hair clips, and it's described as a medium lavender purple with peach, yellow to green iridescent shimmers. Formula on this was good. I got complete opacity in 3 coats. This is much shiftier in person than it is on my camera. I Did change up my lighting here on the third coat to try to capture some of it. It just wasn't happening. This dries glossy and removal will be easy, so there is 3 coats. KBShimmer's other offering this month is their Sugar Scrub in the scent Fresh Peach. It says this is a true peach scent, not like the Candy Ring peach scent. Everybody knows how I feel about these KBShimmer Sugar Scrubs. I use them all the time, everywhere, in my bath, between swatches, washing my hands afterwards, after doing the dishes. I literally thrive on this stuff. It's the best thing for my legs for after shaving as well. Highly, highly recommend their Sugar Scrubs. Up next from LynB Designs, we have a little Absinthe Minded. This one is inspired by the 1890s Art Nouveau absinthe ads, and it's described as a juicy jade green when cold to a pale spring green when warm. This also has red to gold and pink to orange to gold shifting flakes and pink to gold aurora shimmer. You are going to want to build this one up in 3 coats. It does have a good formula, not too thick or too thin. Still at this point have no idea where my blow dryer was, but I did actually end up finding it, so hurrah to me. This does dry dull, so you will want top coat, and removal on this one is easy. So there is 3 coats. Up next from Night Owl Lacquer, we have Just a Girl, and this is inspired by the No Doubt song Just a Girl, and it's described as a slightly gray tinted white crelly with black shreds, silver hollow microflakes, and a mix of gray, purple, bright yellow, and hot pink glitters. Formula on this was excellent. I did do 3 coats, and I could still make out my nail line if I was looking for it, but I don't think many other folks would be looking for it, so I don't think it's something to really worry about. This is going to dry with some intense texture. You will want probably 2 coats of top coat to finish this off, and removal will be difficult. So there is 3 coats. Up next from my brand Pampered Polishes, we have Just Blow in It, and this is inspired by the green Nintendo 64 I used to have. This is described as a murkyish green jelly base with silver and holographic flakes. I am going to do 3 coats to build this one up to opacity today. I feel like it has a good formula. An abundance of these flakes come out without having to do any kind of fishing or swirling or anything of that sort. You are going to want top coat to finish this off. It dries decently glossy all on its own, but to keep your manicure lasting, a top coat will help. And spoiler alert, this one also looks really beautiful with a matte top coat. But there is 3 coats. Up next from Penelope Loves, we have Love Never Dies, and this is inspired by Bram Stoker's Dracula movie. It's described as a blood red jelly base with red to copper magnetic pigment and cherry micro glitters. This one's super opaque. I did do 2 coats for full opacity before hitting it with the magnet. I do like my magnetics to be completely opaque before magnetizing, so when it pulls pigment from other locations across the nail, it doesn't leave bald spots. You'll want top coat. It does dry dull, and removal will take a tiny bit of scrubbing, but there's 2 coats. Next up from Rogue Lacquer, we have It's Gonna Be May, and this is inspired by the iconic NSYNC and their first album cover. This is a white curly base with gold, purple, blue, and copper metallic flakes. This one's decently opaque here on this first coat. I did get full coverage in just 2. You are going to want top coat to finish this. Oh, I'm not sure where that other swatch came from, but you will want top coat to finish this one off, and removal is going to take some scrubbing. So there's 2 coats. Up next from Vanessa Molina, we have Moon Prism Power Makeup, and this is inspired by Sailor Moon. It's described as a blue to purple shifting base with pink to green to gold shifting shimmer and a scattered hollow. I got opacity in 2 coats. This isn't the shiftiest thing I've ever had on my nails. I did have a really hard time capturing the shiftiness of it. I could see it in person, but it wasn't there on camera. It does dry dull, so you'll want top coat, and removal's easy. So there is 2 coats. Up next, we have BB Cream for Nails from Whatcha, and It says this is a cream base that leans a light to medium shade with slight yellow undertones. It's used to cover any visible nail line as a base coat, but I got full opacity on 2 coats, virtually 1 coat with this one. Just a nice, smooth cream polish. Again, I'd recommend top coat over this just to keep your manicure lasting, but if it works as a base coat, I guess you really don't need it. So there's 2 coats. And lastly, from Whatcha, we have Heart of the Ocean, and this is inspired by Titanic, and it's described as a deep blue jelly base loaded with blue to purple shifting flakes and micro glitters. This one is a little bit sheer here on this first coat. It does build up well in 2 careful coats. Depending on your application, you might want to go for 3. You are going to want top coat to finish this off. It is going to dry dull and textured, and removal will be easy-ish. Not super difficult like a micro glitter, but it is a little messy. So there's 2 coats. And guys, that is it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of these polishes. Let me know what you plan on picking up from this month's polish pickup. Let me know what your favorite was from today's video. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you'd like to see more from me. And I will talk to you again next time. Bye.